Please welcome their speech entitled Menopause, Why Is It So Embarrassing? Please welcome Kit, everybody!
I feel like I could be going mad. That is how it feels actually in my construction world at the moment. To be honest, I didn't really see it coming. I didn't understand the symptoms, and I probably didn't take it very seriously. I heard about the change of life growing up from my mum talking to her friends very quietly at church. So-and-so's going through a change. She's having a terrible time of it. And they used to say it without actually speaking the words, so they used to say, change, mouth it. So as a little girl, I thought this must be something absolutely awful, that was to be really ashamed of, a word that shouldn't be spoken. For me, it started about 1.5 years ago. I'd wake up in the night with really achy legs, and I couldn't understand why that was happening. And I would sit there in the dark, just thinking, why can I not sleep and why do my legs hurt? After the achy legs came restless legs. So my legs would start to ache and then they'd start to kick around and I just could not settle those legs down. So I'd be awake literally all night. The next bit was something I was a little bit more familiar with, heat. My body would start to heat up and radiate such heat as if someone had turned up a thermostat, and I just couldn't turn it down. For me, it only happened at night, and I know that a lot of other ladies it happens at random times, so I was very lucky in that respect. The worst symptom for me has been something they appropriately named brain fog. Now, I work in the construction industry. I have to negotiate. I have to communicate, I have to stand and take command of meetings. So when my head feels like it's in a foggy room, this becomes very, very difficult for me. I lose my concentration, I have a heightened emotion, and I just generally feel like I am not me at all. Now, like everyone, I have a life to live, I've got a job to do, and income to bring in. And it does start to take its toll. Now, I know lots of different women who have this at different times. So I have friends who've been through this in their 20s due to medical conditions that have pushed them through it. And women who've had it through cancer treatments have been pushed through the menopause at all sorts of ages. I have very lucky friends who have no symptoms at all. Very, very lucky. But all of us have something to say about it. None of us really understand it, and we don't know how to stop these symptoms, so we don't really know how this works and when this is going to stop, so none of us really understand it, and it can be a really, really confusing time. In some areas where you may work, especially in my area, things can get very easily dismissed as women's issues, things that we mustn't talk about, and oh, she's gone a bit crazy, women's issues. To be honest, this sort of thing doesn't really help. So the way I see this is there's so many people going through this. It's not really just women's issues that need to be sort of subdued and quietened. This is a human issue, a human journey that we go through. And with all human challenges, we need understanding, we need empathy, and we need love. You may have a mother, a wife, a sister, a colleague, or a friend who's going through this. Just reach out to them and tell them they're not going mad. This is quite a natural process, and be there to hear them when they're stuck in a room full of fog. So what's going to happen to me in the future then? Well, who knows? But I do know there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I'll let you all know when I find it. Thank you very much.